Well, it's been called opera's disruptor in residence, and Detroit Opera's Yuval Sharon is creatively changing how we all experience opera.
Christy McDonald here with her streaming series, A Conversation with Yuval Sharon, and this is an exciting young man who's come to our city and kind of disrupted things.
Which is really wonderful, and I love to figure out process. So I loved my conversation with Yuval because, let's face it, when you say opera, it can feel intimidating and pretty hard to access. But the way he is changing how here in Detroit we experience that art is making headlines around the world. And I was curious about his creative process to experiment.
I love things that are challenging. I love when my own expectations are challenged, when my own assumptions are challenged, because that's a way of growing, and that's also a way of seeing the world in another way. Come to the opera, give it a try, and open your heart, open your mind, and I think you'll realize that what is at its core is just the essence of humanity, which can speak to anybody.
Let's go back a little bit in time.
Yeah.
For you,
Sure.
when you first realized that music was part of your life and that you wanted it to be a part of your life.
Yeah. Well, you know, I really owe it all to my dad, who took me to the opera when I was a young kid.
And you grew up outside of Chicago.
I grew up outside of Chicago. I was already into theater, into film, but the opera did not speak to me. And my dad kept taking me. And even though I was really bored, but then I realized that, over time, the more that I got to see opera, the more I started to realize what makes it exciting and what makes it special, or what are the potentials of what opera can be.
You've been called progressive, unconventional, experimental. You've been called LA's avant-garde opera darling, and the New York Times called you opera's disruptor in residence. What do you think of when you hear all that?
I have to be honest and say I don't pay a lot of attention to that because I'm not trying to, how do I put it? I'm not trying to fulfill other people's expectations of what I should be doing. I see a path for opera that I find very exciting, that I think a lot of people could be excited about too. And I don't think that will fall into too easy of a category. I think it's a little too easy to say, let's say I found myself enamored by the description of the disruptor, then suddenly I feel like I always have to disrupt things.
You have to fit into that. Is it okay to break rules in opera?
Oh, you should break all the rules all the time. Absolutely.
It brings me back to the pandemic,
Right.
when you staged
Right.
Twilight Gods in a parking structure.
It was really critical for me when I was asked to be the artistic director of Detroit Opera, that we don't wait until it's perfectly safe to create an opera, that we actually seized the moment and said, you know what, even under these challenging conditions of COVID, we can still find a way to make art. Our art always finds a way. From my inner experience of what it means to be interested in doing La Boheme in reverse order, or doing an opera in the parking garage, or those kind of things, or any of the other things that we do, it comes from me from a sense of wanting to explore, never feeling like I have the answers. I'm looking for the answers, I'm trying to find what actually makes these pieces feel resonant, exciting, vibrant. And I think that's what really drives me, is I want to find something new.
And I loved it when he said that art always finds a way. In my full interview with Yuval, he talks about his creative process, how the ideas come to him, and then the idea of embracing the different. You can see my full conversation with him streaming now on Local 4+. And just to let you know, we have so many conversations for you that you can watch, from Bill Ford Jr. to Tom Izzo, Mojo from Channel 955, Kelly Stafford, Melissa Butler from The Lip Bar, Joe Tate, Speaker of the House. Hope you check them out. It's our way of connecting with all the interesting people across Michigan.
I think it's cool when he's like, he says he's a disruptor, but then he doesn't want the label of a disruptor because he wants to do something else different.
Exactly. And always finding a way to do something new and to be curious, to never be complacent, to be curious. And I think that's something that we can all take. I love it.
Always trying something new.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. Thanks, Christy.
Okay.